This wasn't some employee gone rogue. We've heard this excuse from, I don't know who invented this excuse, whether it was the liberal media, whether it's Republicans who don't want to fight the culture war, whether it's Budweiser influencers, I don't know. But we've heard this excuse circulating that says, oh, it's this rogue marketing executive who's really woke, who actually does hate the American people. And this person or this small team, without the permission of the executives, staged this campaign and just sent this beer to Dylan Mulvaney. I do not buy that. I do not buy that, because if that's what happened, Budweiser would have said so publicly. This person would have been fired, especially when $6 billion, they've lost $6 billion. You think they wouldn't have thrown one person under the bus? Please. Of course they would have. No, the reason they did this is because of what we talked about last week. The Corporate Equity or Equality Index is essentially one of the ESG metrics. It's a campaign that was founded by the Human Rights Campaign, which is a LGBTQIA plus lobbying organization that pressures companies, actually sends representatives, sends people to these big corporations saying, if you don't actively promote transgenderism, then we're going to publicly claim that you are an unfriendly place for LGBTQ people to work. It's a mafia style tactic. We're not going to give you the protection of the culture if you don't actively do what we want you to do. That's the reason they did it. They're not going to walk it back because they can't. If they walk it back, they're just going to be slammed by the left because this is in the spotlight now. But what this boycott does, and what it should continue to do, if Republicans like me, I'm not giving up this boycott. My husband's not giving up this boycott. We're on this for the long haul. What this is going to do is this is going to send a message to other corporations that say, yeah, we know you're getting bullied behind the scenes by transgender activists. We know that you're getting bullied by the left over your ESG score. But let me tell you, the amount of money that you will lose is so enormous. Is it worth it? And so what's going to happen is other corporations, they're not going to be conservative, but they might not be so blatant in their trans activism like Bud Light was, because they will be afraid of losing a horrific amount of money. A truly horrific amount of money. But Bud Light, after this non-apology, they tried to do some damage control, some serious damage control. They released an ad, a very quote-unquote pro-American ad, which is a beautiful video. It's a beautiful, creative, crafty narrative advertisement. It's a 1-minute video that I want to watch together. So major damage control. Bud Light is in major damage control mode right now. They released a new ad that's supposed to be a pro-American ad. And let me tell you, in and of itself, you're not going to have a problem with this ad. It's actually a beautifully crafted, creative, pro-American video. But hold your positive feelings at the end of this ad. Just wait till you get to the end of this. Let's take a look.
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow, raised by generations, willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit.
This is a cool video, right? When I first watched that, I was like, wow, that's chilling. It's moving, it's creative, it's crafty. It does feel like it embodies the best that America is. It's very red-blooded, patriotic, American. You feel pride, you feel spirit. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. All Budweiser, listen to me very closely here. All Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light would have had to do is say, listen, we made a mistake. We made a mistake by hiring Dylan Mulvaney. We made a mistake by promoting the transgender ideology. We made a mistake by propagating queer theory. We understand that our consumers, like the majority of Americans, are against this ideology, and we're sorry. Forgive us. If Anheuser-Busch had done that, issued we are sorry, this is not within our brand guidelines, we made a mistake and we shouldn't have done it. Conservatives like you and me are very forgiving people. We would have been like, okay, if you recognize that what you did was not only bad for business, you recognize that what you did was morally wrong, I'm willing to forgive you. There's no reason why I would continue on a boycott of Bud Light just because you made a mistake, even if it was a bad mistake once. If you ask for forgiveness and you show repentance, that's fine. I don't participate in cancel culture. I'm 100% willing to accept an apology. And I think, I would venture to guess, every one of us is the same way. But that's not what Anheuser-Busch is doing. Anheuser-Busch is trying to evoke feelings in you that make you forget what they did. For all we know, they have not canceled their sponsorship with Dylan Mulvaney. They haven't pulled that stuff down from online. They haven't issued any apologies. The CEO issued that word salad that meant nothing. We didn't mean to and intend to get into a discussion that was such a hot button topic. Okay, by hiring Dylan Mulvaney, it didn't mean to, sure. But they're releasing this ad to try to make you associate Bud Light with good, patriotic, red, white, and blue American values. And I understand that Anheuser-Busch has put their money where their mouth is before, previously, formerly. They've given to Republican candidates. Maybe they will continue to do that. That's great. But the damage that Budweiser has inflicted on those American values that they claim to support is worse. It's a greater amount of damage than the amount of money that they spend on Republican candidates can compensate for. So I am not falling for this ad. I do not accept this ad. I do not like this ad. It feels disrespectful. It feels like pandering. It feels like Budweiser being like, okay, how can we generate something that will make the red, white, and blue just pound in our consumers, make them want to drink our beer, while we're also simultaneously sabotaging the nation that they love with queer theory, which is a neo-Marxist ideology that wants the destruction of the United States. Don't you dare pander to me. Don't you dare pretend to be patriotic when you promote the transgender ideology. All you have to do is ask for forgiveness. That's all you have to do. And this is not a small boycott, by the way. This is not a boycott that is just within this small political bubble of you and I that are obsessed with politics. This has spread into the wider American consciousness.
Hi guys, it's Liz Wheeler. Don't forget to watch my show, The Liz Wheeler Show, every night at 7 p.m. on the First TV. You can download the free First TV app, or you can visit thefirsttv.com/Liz and start watching today.